welcome back to the channel. Obviously last night, that blockbuster of a trade that Joe Tsai tried to pull off after 10 p.m. once more, with Mikal Bridges being sent over from Brooklyn to New York City. That's a hell of a trade for the Knicks, and it's a hell of a trade for the Brooklyn Nets, getting all of that draft capital after absolutely wiping out all that they had to make the Kevin Durant, the Kyrie Irving, the James Harden shit all work out. Even after they had to give, they just were able to replenish and get back to looking like they have a legit future, because this was a franchise that was looked at to be like purgatory for the next coming 5 to 7 years. Honestly, now that they do have those draft picks, they can, go out there and kind of tank a little bit, get some pieces, see what you, or not get some pieces, but see what you do have in the pieces that you have already, like a Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, who's been linked to be moved after the Mikal. Like, in my opinion, I believe the Nets are going to have a fire sale. We're going to see very many more trades coming, but you won't see a lot of player. Like, there was not a player. They got Bojan Bogdanovic, but he could eventually be moved again. I know he played there before, right? I'm almost positive he played there before. So, maybe they keep him just out of that. Like, he's been here before. He was our guy before, so we'll keep him. But there's a chance he could get moved again. But the premise of this video, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of rumors coming out between Woj, Shams, you got Scoop B, you got a whole bunch of people putting out rumors, Howard Beck. Like, there's a lot of stuff circling around. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening, like free agents signed, or not free agents, but like contract extensions and things of that nature. And guys also trying to figure out whether or not they want to stay with the team that they are with now. And we're going to get into all of that, but before we do, I just want to invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We are on a grind. We're on a grind. You feel me? And I can't get there without y'all going ahead and hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. As y'all know, we are enjoyers of basketball around here. No, it's not a paid sponsor. I just rock with Kenny and them. And the hats is tough. I got 3 of them, and once they drop more, I'm definitely gonna get more. But like I was saying, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the video. So for starters, I want to get it kicked off with the Paul George thing, because he is the biggest name in the free agency market this season. So the first screenshot that I have is from June 14th. It says Paul George and the Clippers are reportedly not on the same page in contract negotiation, and that is from Brian Windhorst. Evidently, Paul George is looking to get, a really secure deal. The Clippers are not sure whether or not they want to give that to him, and he's being linked right now to the Golden State Warriors. It says the Golden State Warriors are prepared to trade for Paul George and offer him a full 4-year max contract, per Windhorst. It says he wants a full-out max, and there are a number of teams out there, I am told, that are prepared to give it to him, who are prepared to trade for him. One of those teams potentially is up the coast in Golden State. So he's not moving that far. He'll still be able to keep Podcast P going on. I feel like that's a win-win for both sides, for the Golden State Warriors and Paul George as a player. Now, the package that the Warriors are dangling out, not for Paul George, so to speak, but it's just the package that they are looking to move. That will be Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul. That is the package that they have been looking to move, if anything. We all know about the Klay Thompson situation, where he's linked to all these different teams. He could possibly be leaving because Golden State, I guess, essentially shortchanged him. I think the deal was 2 years, $48 million, so $24 million a year. I guess he wants to get that one last bag because he's in his early to mid 30s, so this will be his last big payday. He's trying to go out there and get that. What else we got here? Jimmy Butler, per Howard Beck, Jimmy Butler will be traded. Rival executives have been buzzing about it for months for all the obvious reasons. Butler is about to turn 35 with a lot of hard miles and a lot of injury. And that's what he said when he was asked who will be the biggest star to change teams this summer. But just today, so that was Friday, and then just today it came out from Windhorse. Jimmy Butler's rejecting pitches from other teams. There's teams that have definitely asked if he's looking to get out, and he said he's good in Miami. So, you know, word of mouth kind of thing, probably getting lost in the sauce through, there's conflicting stories there. One is saying Jimmy Butler will be traded. It's a guarantee. One is saying he's not going for none of that. So we just got to keep our eyes and ears to that one. But Zach LaVine is growing a trade market, and he could be the next Bull to be traded. And the Bulls are in active trade discussions with the Utah Jazz and the Philadelphia Sixers. Surrounding Zach LaVine. So for the Jazz, they are looking to possibly move on from Walker Kessler. If they do that, and that is a part of the Zach LaVine deal, then because in my mind, they're finally hitting their rebuild. Okay, they traded Alex Caruso. Zach LaVine may or may not be next, and they may or may not be losing Andre Drummond to another team in free agency this year. So you want to get another defensive-minded center. Obviously, Drummond's not defensive-minded, but he's a big dude down there, so he can be a deterrent. He can get up there and deter some shots for sure. And if the Jazz were to move on from Kessler and trade for Zach LaVine, let me be real. I don't see that one happening. Zach LaVine's not going to play in Utah. They drafted Donovan Mitchell. That's how they got him. Zach LaVine's not going to Utah. He's not going for that. So that one, that's potentially a Zach LaVine, Walker Kessler swap, whatever. That's probably out of the realm of possibility, but you never know with today's NBA. It says Dallas, San Antonio, Detroit, Utah, and New Orleans are expected to show interest in Tobias Harris per Chris Haynes. He's motivated to prove people wrong. I think his time in Philly has definitely gone and expired. What does it say? Dallas, San Antonio, Detroit, Utah, New Orleans. So Dallas and San Antonio, I would like that a lot, especially Dallas. That gives you another shot creator alongside Luka and Kyrie Irving. San Antonio, that just gives you another reliable veteran to stick in there alongside Wemby offensively. Detroit, that's just him going for that payday. Utah, they got some openings as well. And then New Orleans would be a good look too. But I don't know how they really make that work. You have Brandon Ingram and Zion. Where the hell does Tobias Harris fit in? I'm not entirely sure, but it is rumored that Brandon Ingram could be moved. The Rockets are really, really gunning out there for whoever they can get, man. The Rockets are linked to Kevin Durant at the current moment, bro. The Houston Rockets could target Kevin Durant and Jimmy Butler per Draft Express. The Rockets are clearly in win-now mode and would love to add star power to the roster with players such as Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, Mikal Bridges, who was the first domino to fall out of these four names in Brandon Ingram, as well as role players including Brook Lopez and Marcus Smart being some that other teams say the Rockets could have interest in targeting, with some names more far-fetched than others. I don't see Kevin Durant being that big of a stretch. As we know, Kevin Durant is open to being on, essentially any basketball team. If you just look at his track record, he's willing to move. He's willing to jump ship. If it's looking better for him. And at the end of the day, bro, Kevin Durant is one of the greatest, most skilled athletes in the NBA that we've ever seen. A near 7-footer that is able to move and shoot and defend the way that he can. That's generational, and we see the influence on guys like Jabari Smith. Obviously, he's not as good with the ball as Kevin Durant is, but taller guys that can go out there and shoot the ball. You got Wembanyama. Obviously, he's a different breed, but tall guy that can go out there and handle the ball, shoot, and get you buckets in the mid range. Like, Kevin Durant is a very, very influential basketball player, but when it comes down to it, I don't think he gives a damn to finish as the best ever. I don't think that's ever been. I'm not gonna say ever, but he don't give a damn about what people think about his legacy, bro. He's just out here to hoop. He's out here to get accolades. He's out here to get championships. That, at the end of the day, that's the end all be all, is to win championships. He's already been an MVP and already has 2 of those. He's just trying to add more to that. He's top 10 in scoring all time. What else is there left for Kevin Durant to do other than win championships and, get that legacy even greater? So, I'm not opposed to Kevin Durant going to the Rockets, bro. I'm really, really not. But it's just like, damn, like, what? It's like, damn, the Phoenix Suns, bro. Y'all go from trading for Chris Paul, making the NBA Finals, losing in the Western Conference Final, Game 7 by 50. You trade Chris Paul, you get Kevin Durant halfway through the season. They made the playoffs that year, I want to say. They lost in the first or second round. And now, a couple years, or the next year, you lose in the first round again. Like, I mean, I guess, like, you do have to make some changes, bro. But is it Kevin Durant? I believe they fucked up doing that Bradley Beal move. I don't know why I keep messing with my hat. But they fucked up doing that Bradley Beal deal. No way in hell you should have traded for a guy that's looked at as your third option that's making more money than your first and second option. Now you handicapped because not a single soul is going to fall for that trading for a $50 million contract of Bradley Beal who played half the damn season. Nobody's falling for that. So, let's move on, man. There will be more Rockets rumors later on. I just got to get to them. I got a whole bunch in here. OG Anunoby is declining his player option and entering free agency. De'Aaron Fox will not sign an extension with the Kings this summer as he wants to see the long-term vision of the team for the team's roster. Fox's future looms in the background too, as league sources say the All-Star guard has decided not to sign an extension this year, in part because he wants to see how the roster takes shape for the long haul. Fox, who has had 2 seasons left on his current deal, wants to win at the highest level and could qualify for a significantly larger max if he makes All-NBA. Which he just missed it last year. He just missed it. He definitely finished top 20. If there was a 4th team, I think De'Aaron Fox would have definitely made it. But, with Sabonis having a season he did, it went to Sabonis. They do have an All-NBA player on their team, but it just went to Sabonis. The Lakers could target Jonas Valanciunas as their starting center, which would give room for Anthony Davis to move over to that 4. The Lakers have visited with some top centers in the draft. They have the number 17 pick in the first round. The club could also obviously pursue a center in free agency. Adding a traditional big man would, in theory, allow Anthony Davis more opportunity to play power forward alongside a center. So, obviously, you're not going to go out there and get a Jokic or Joel Embiid level type of offensive center because the next best guy you already do have in Anthony Davis. And then that would be Bam Adebayo, but you're not getting Bam Adebayo unless you give up Anthony Davis. So that's out the realm of possibility. So you just want to go out there and get a big body that you know is going to be available, first and foremost, that can rebound and that can defend at the rim. He doesn't have to be the best shot blocker, but just be a shot deterrent because you already have a top 3 shot blocker in Anthony Davis. So I feel like if the Lakers go out there and get Valanciunas, bro, that would be a huge move for them, bro. Huge move. An anonymous NBA executive says he would offer OG Anunoby an average of $46.4 million annually. Just reading that out loud that's crazy. Totaling $232 million over 5 years. If I were negotiating from the Knicks' perspective, I start him at $40 million and go 5 years, so $232 million. What else we got in here, man? The Rockets could this one shocked me, bro. But if it's for this player, but then at the same time, it's like, goddamn, wouldn't you want to keep Alperen Sengun if you're pairing him with Kevin Durant? You know what I mean? It says the Rockets could dangle Alperen Sengun in a potential trade for Kevin Durant per Windhorse. One thing I want to point out. Watch what the Rockets do tonight with the number 3 pick. This is one of the most important moments of the draft, and in many cases, this is where the draft kind of starts. If the Rockets take Donovan Clingan out of UConn, another center, which is an option for them, and now have a bunch of centers on their roster, that would potentially enable them to make an Alperen Sengun trade. They're very talented young Turkish center available in that type of trade that they go in front of the Suns. So when you explain it in that regard, if you are able to get Clingan, if Atlanta doesn't take him at 1, because right now it's looking like he may go number 1 tonight, and then you got Alex Sarr following closely behind with the Washington Wizards at 2. If the Rockets can't get a center at 3, to replace Alperen Sengun or feel like someone that can replace Alperen Sengun, you're better off keeping him and trying to move Jalen Green for a Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to move the guy that you literally just he is that, bro. When Alperen Sengun was there, they played their best basketball. Outside of that last month that they had where they were on a 11-game win streak or some shit like that. They played their best basketball when Alperen Sengun was in control of the ball. You don't want to give that up to bring in Kevin Durant, bro, because now when KD retires, you got to restart. You got to go find somebody else, because let me tell you something. I mean, I do have confidence in Jabari. Don't get me wrong. I do have confidence in Jabari. And I like Jalen Green's game a lot, but he is not the guy that you want to build around. He is not the guy you want to build around. I don't give a damn about the crazy run that he went on this year. Most of that was without Sengun. You add Sengun into that, I mean, and that could just be, they just don't fit together. But in my opinion, this Rockets team runs best when Alperen Sengun is on the floor and he is in charge of that ball. You want somebody that can find Kevin Durant. You want somebody that can find Kevin Durant and give him that ball. Alperen Sengun is their guy. Do not trade Sengun for Kevin Durant, bro. The Mavericks also have a level of interest in Kevin Durant. Obviously, why would they not? That's the position they need. They have Derrick Jones Jr. there right now, who we saw just absolutely shit the bed in the finals after wanting to hoop against my OKC Thunder in the second round. Missed me with that. But yeah, do not give up Alperen Sengun for Kevin Durant, because when KD is gone, when he's done, you're going to be looking back like, damn, Sengun, 2-3-time All-Star now. What could have been? You know what I mean? Like I said, Golden State Warriors are aggressively shopping Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins. Like those two may be off of the team next year. And if the Golden State Warriors are really linked to Paul George, Andrew Wiggins, he struggled last season to, be consistent. What was it? His first season there, he was an All-Star. So we know Wiggins has the ability to, be better than what he shows on a night-to-night basis. But is that the right pivot, Paul George for Andrew Wiggins? I mean, you do get Chris Paul back as well, but does Chris Paul really want to go back to the Clippers? I don't know. League sources believe Andrew Wiggins, who struggled to find a consistent role last season, will be aggressively dangled in trade talks. The Warriors are also working hard to find a trade partner for Chris Paul, whose non-guaranteed $30 million salary for 2024-2025 could be useful for matching purposes. So that's why that deal is looking the way it is, because of the money, especially if you trade for Paul George and they said they want to give him that 4-year max. That's the money right there. If the Charlotte Hornets are interested in trading up for the number 3 pick, and Mark Williams is a player that Houston finds intriguing. The Charlotte Hornets continue to express interest in acquiring the number 3 pick, and one Western Conference executive identified center Mark Williams as someone Houston could have interest in. So if they pull that move off right there, where they trade that number 3 pick and get Mark Williams, you still got to keep Sengun, bro. I'm sorry. There's no way, unless you're drafting Alex Sarr or Donovan Clingan, that you can convince me that trading Sengun for Kevin Durant is the right move. There's just no way in hell that you can convince me on that. He's 36. He's going to be 37 next year. I mean, he may already be 37. Like, that's just not the right move, man. That's not the right move. And then we're going to close it out with these last couple of rumors, man. The Brooklyn Nets, like I said, could enter a fire sale, making players like Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Bojan Bogdanovic, Dennis Schroeder, Ben Simmons, and Day'Ron Sharpe all available. Across the bridge, the Brooklyn Nets have chosen to pivot towards a rebuild, and other Nets veteran, all the guys I just named, are all potential trade candidates to monitor. So yeah, we could see a lot of moves going on coming out of Brooklyn. And then Brian Windhorst, last thing about the Nets, said the Nets have just announced to the world that they are in an extreme tank. By the way, they are not done trading. They're going to trade away more talent. So yeah, there you go. That confirms it. Yeah, what else is in here? The Lakers, y'all know we couldn't have a video without talking about them, are committed to signing LeBron James to a 3-year, $162 million max contract extension. Oh, it's not an extension, it's a max contract. He opted out. 39 years old, which is right now going into next season, he'll be making $50 million. At 40, he'll be making $54 million. At 41, he'll be making $58 million. I think Jaylen Brown, Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, and Jokic have the highest annual paid contracts currently. Bron not even touching that, bro. I mean, but he's close. But, like, he's 39, y'all. And he's making 50 M's. And it's going up. It's not a regressing contract. It's going up every year. Greatest of all time. Y'all can't tell me nothing else. DeMar DeRozan could return home to LA with the Clippers being named as a potential landing spot. How they make that happen? I'm not even gonna sit here and try to rack my mind around that. And then, last but not least, there's also an outside chance the Knicks make a run at Andre Drummond, which I think would be huge. Mitchell Robinson has been linked to be traded to the Washington Wizards. I've also heard that he could be moving to maybe like a Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know. So if you lose out on Mitchell Robinson, who just essentially missed the entire season for you and played maybe a series of playoff basketball, you still looked as good as you did for the season. I think Drummond comes in there, bro, and he can replicate a little bit of that. Obviously not nowhere near that on the defensive end, but rebounding the basketball next to Julius Randle? Come on now, bro. You want to talk about offensive rebounding? They already have Josh Hart and Julius Randle. You bring in fucking Drummond, the greatest modern day rebounder that we have in the game right now. Who's stopping the Knicks off rebounding the ball? Who's keeping them off the glass? And if they can somehow, some way find a way to finagle and bring back OG and Hartenstein, the league, New York is back. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave it with that, though, man. There was a lot of rumors in there. NBA draft is tonight at 8 p.m. I wanted to try to figure out a way to do a live stream. That's just not going to be a reality for me, man. I got to get my PC and all that shit together, but we'll get there eventually. I do have great news about my personal life. I just got a new, much higher paying job. I'm ecstatic about it, man. I'm very ecstatic about it. I'll start in the next couple weeks. And just to put it in y'all's brain, it is a $22,000 raise from what I was making just previously. So your boy about to be, I'm about to be living just a little bit. All right, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been a blast discussing this with y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like I said, like the video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all know what it is. Peace.